Okay, we're back. Now we were using iPhone 10, just a word of caution to iPhone 10 users. Those things do overheat when it's 110 degrees outside, and the government bureaucrats are making you do these kinds of things. And the iPhone, here we go, the Cheeseburger trailer is proving that he can move. He's proving that he can move. Uh-oh.
Hey, we need somebody come help get traffic taken care of. Come help.
Where's the police department? Where is Frank Carter when you need him? Now we need to get traffic taken care of. Oh my goodness. Will it clear the bumper? Will it do it? Woo-hoo! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a traffic situation on Beauregard. Please divert all traffic because the Lonestar Cheeseburger is stuck here. We're going to see if it can move out. Now, if you're just joining us, this is a food truck trailer in San Angelo, Texas, where the City of San Angelo Health Department said that they must prove mobility once a year in order to maintain their permit and to be able to sell cheeseburgers from their trailer. And so this semi-permanent trailer, they're going to have to drive out and drive around the block to prove to the inspector that this trailer is in fact mobile and not a stationary type building that would be, of course, liable for fixed location rules. So there are different types of standards for different types of restaurants. So a mobile restaurant has different rules than a brick and mortar restaurant. And so in order to differentiate the two, they force mobile restaurants to actually be mobile and to prove their mobility. But you know how fancy this trailer is. It's got like fryers in it. It's got a freezer in it. I mean, this thing is loaded down. And one of the things that Tim Condon was telling me that, you know, all the food he had to get rid of because, I mean, he no longer has the freezer working, for example. All that stuff, as you go inside this trailer, a lot of equipment is tied down inside of it. But anyway, we're waiting here. You can see the news media standing here watching. They're texting away, even though everyone's looking at San Angelo Live, but that's okay. But here we go. It's moving. Whoa. Hey Tim, what's all that stuff coming out of the back?
Fucking drain. I mean.
Oh, go.
Hang on.
It's moving. It's moving. I don't know if we can keep up with it. We got a lot of people. So it's going to come around the old, this is the old First Financial Bank building, got sold to the city. It's a city annex. And so now we're going to try to move it. I think he's going to turn right. I think he's going to turn right. So right now I'm walking eastbound on Beauregard, on West Beauregard, toward Konigheim. And they're gonna have a fun time trying to turn right here with that old trailer. But we're doing all this to prove to the city that the Lonestar Cheeseburger trailer is in fact mobile. And there's no one here from the city to help them out with directing traffic or anything. They're just kind of threw them out there on their own. And he's going to try to turn right from the left lane because it's such a wide load. If you look at the top, I mean, this trailer is, oh, I guess he's going to turn left. Dadgummit, that means I got to run across the street. I might die trying to get this live video going. I think he intended, maybe he did intend to turn left there. He had his right blinker on. He's again waiting at a light. Anyway, if you're just joining us, this is the Lonestar Cheeseburger trailer. It's being driven around the block to prove to city regulators that his food truck has been there since 2015 or 16, is in fact truly mobile, because So they said, to prove that you're mobile, we need you to drive this trailer down to City Hall. And of course, Tim went back and said, well, you haven't made anyone else drive to City Hall. Why are you picking on me? And I said, okay, you just got to drive it around the block. But now this is becoming crazy now. He's, you can see, he's turning left here on Harris Street. And the cheeseburger truck is gone. I'm going to go ahead and come back over to where the cheeseburger place used to be. And you saw when he came out of the parking lot, it was kind of dragging a little bit. It hit a drain cap that was on the bottom. But if you look back here where the cheeseburger place used to be, there's no trailer there. And like I said, when he moved in that new trailer there, they didn't have these rules. The state of Texas didn't have these rules that you had to prove mobility the way he is now. So the city says the rules changed in 2016, therefore you got to move that food trailer once a year to prove mobility in order to have a permit to sell food inside the city limits of San Angelo, Texas. So we had health inspectors, city officials, news media, and well-wishers, and of course the tire guy show up to help move this guy around. So they're towing the Lonestar cheeseburger around the block. He's going to be coming down South Abe Street, trying to make it back to the location. There he is right there. So you see he's right here next to CVS Pharmacy now. And then here are the government regulators that are waiting to see if in fact this trailer can successfully come back. And there he is right there. He's coming back to what he calls his commissary. This is the Eskimo hut. So he's going to hopefully turn left around the back south side of the Eskimo hut and come back around. Here's health department inspectors right here, waiting for the trailer to return. And of course they're taking the opportunity to clean what was underneath the trailer. But the trailer,
Dude, I support you.
it's going this way. Here it goes. If you're just now joining us, this is the location here at Beauregard and Abe Street in San Angelo, Texas, where there once was a hamburger stand called the Lonestar Cheeseburger. And of course, he was probably the first widely successful food truck company to be able to make it in town. And he operated somewhat as a fixed structure attached to what he calls his commissary, which is this Eskimo hut. It's like a convenience store if you're not from San Angelo. Anyway, the city said that's okay, you can pretty much operate that way, the rules are such. But then the state law changed. And when the state law changed, the city didn't grandfather him in, forcing him to move a semi-permanent structure in order to get his license renewed. So if he didn't prove mobility to the city today, the city could have filed suit and shut him down and prevented him from operating his business and, of course, providing for his own livelihood. Now he's stuck in the city annex parking lot, or stopped. I shouldn't say he's stuck. But he might be stuck, and now city employees are having to move their cars out of the way to make way for the big Lonestar Cheeseburger. So, anyway. Here he comes. He's going to cut through all these city vehicles here. Now, if anyone thinks this was safe operation, you know, please say so in the comments. I mean, did this make any sense? Did this make you any safer eating that Lonestar Cheeseburger? Or is this just government red tape and regulatory agency out of control? making this guy move, improve mobility. And the screen of this, I mean, it's hot out here. I don't know how to describe how hot it is. We've already overheated one iPhone on our live video, and this one's about to get overheated too. So if I lose you, we'll come back on the other iPhone, see if I can find it. So now we're trying to get a city employee to come move a city truck so that they can pull the trailer back into the deal. So now the city's not only making him move the thing, but then they put obstacles up, or didn't, no one thought about it, and the truck won't move. So that's the city truck right there. Will anyone from the city come help out the guy? You forced him to move his trailer, and now he's blocked from returning to where he was. So far so good. The operation was safe. Well, we say safe, but it was successful. And now we're trying to get some clearance from city vehicles that are parked in the way of the Lonestar Cheeseburger van. They won't let, they don't have clearance to get back in their spot because the city vehicles are parked in the way. Not on purpose. I mean, they just didn't think it through, I don't think. So the city makes the guy move the thing to prove his mobility, and now, ironically, it's city trucks that are in the way that won't let him move it. So we're waiting for that to happen. It's nice to be able to be in the shade over here by the palatial, these are the palatial city annex offices. And because this is right next door to where the cheeseburger stand's right there. You can look over there, that's where it usually parks. We have city vehicle in the way and will not allow the cheeseburger truck back into its spot. So they're waiting for someone to come move this little Frontier. It's a Frontier pickup truck owned by the city of San Angelo, owned by the taxpayers. So the question is, how long will it take the city to come move this little truck that's in the way? So far, nothing's happening. It's a standoff. So if you're just joining us, we have witnessed the Lonestar Cheeseburger trailer, little tandem axle trailer. It's got basically a full kitchen inside of it. If you look in there, it's got freezers, it's got fryers. And the owner of the Lonestar Cheeseburger food stand had to basically empty his freezer out, throw away all his meat and everything. And he had to spend a day disconnecting all his leads and what have you that was connected to this trailer, because the city demanded that in order for him to stay in business, to keep selling hamburgers from this corner of Abe Street and West Beauregard, he was going to have to prove that this food trailer moves. Prove mobility is what they wanted him to do. So Tim Condon, the owner of Lonestar Cheeseburger, said, well, I can prove mobility on paper. Look, I have wheels, I still have a tongue, I still have, trailer hitches, I still have the lighting system. That proves that it's mobile. And they said, no, that's not the way we interpret Texas law. Texas law means you have to actually move it. And so city staff said, well, look at Austin, Texas. They're in Austin, Texas. They make their food truck vendors drive all the way down to City Hall once a year to prove their mobility and to get their license. And so originally they were demanding that he drive his food trailer, this is what we're looking at right here, this food trailer, about 3 or 4 blocks over to City Hall. And then today was near the last day of the 10-day notice they gave him by certified letter. If he didn't move it today, I don't think he could legally be in business tomorrow. But I guess he negotiated with the city health department, and they said, okay, if you just drive it around the block, that'll be okay. So he has already demonstrated mobility and driven around the block. And so we're stuck here with the trailer waiting for a city-owned pickup truck that is parked in the way. I don't think it was left here on purpose. This is where they park their trucks. But it's kind of ironic that another barrier put in the way of entrepreneurs in San Angelo, Texas by the city staff, and they would have this pickup truck just parked here. So this whole exercise is going to last longer because we're waiting on the city to move their truck. So maybe someone needs to call down to City Hall and ask them if they're ever going to move their truck, because we need this thing moved. I don't know if anyone's talked to anyone. Oh, irony upon irony. The side of the truck says customer service. Customer service. There you go. Anyway, so we're stuck. Lonestar Cheeseburger has proven its mobility, but can't get around. Once again, another city obstacle. This way, it's a Nissan truck, a Nissan Frontier, with customer service on the side. You know, some interesting things about this trailer that I learned today was, one is right here. This is where you order your hamburgers, right here, and up here to the door, he had a permanent brick and concrete staircase, and you're still able to move around it. And of course, we had Gus Constancio Tire Service up there on North Chadbourne. He came out here. He said, "I see a fellow entrepreneur. He's in need. I'm going to go help him out and make sure these tires are filled up properly." This is the same guy who pulls RVs all over the country for American RV. A lot of people coming out to help fellow entrepreneurs. But the city truck with customer service on the side is still blocking the way to the Lonestar Cheeseburger to reunite itself with its parking spot. There he is, right there.
They're going to move it.
So now we heard that the city of San Angelo is looking for the key to that truck. We hope someone can find it. And there's Anthony Wilson, we call him the Minister of Information for the city of San Angelo. Look what he drives. Anyway, never mind. Back over here to Lonestar Cheeseburger. If you're just joining us, wondering why there's 400 and something people on this video, this is San Angelo entrepreneur Tim Condon walking around his Lonestar Cheeseburger trailer. He was told that he had to prove mobility. So how do you feel now that you've proven mobility?
So the thing is I drove this thing from Dallas. And if you look at a trailer in West Texas and can't figure out it can be pulled by a truck, my opinion is you shouldn't be making city decisions. And so that's just a sad thing.
So what's the deal with the city truck? There's a city Nissan Frontier in the way.
They're looking for the keys. Here comes the guy right now.
Is it irony that it says customer service on the side?
It might be.
Anyway. How does it feel now that you've moved it? Do you feel like a weight is lifted off your shoulder?
We're gonna try to get open tonight, and maybe we'll have a red tape burger on the menu.
And what are you gonna do with the red tape burger? What do you explain the red tape burger?
It's the red tape burger, and we'll cut it in half for an extra $1. How about
So you're
that?
gonna cut the red tape for $1, right? Red tape burger, you can get it cut in half for $1.
Were you able to find the keys?
The guy that assigned that truck is in a class. His supervisor's going to come with the spare key.
Okay.
We have to pull it back from lunch. He's at lunch. So it'll be a couple minutes.
All right, so the city employee with the keys to the truck is at lunch. You ever get lunch?
I work 24 hours a day. I don't
Do you
get
really?
lunch.
You don't get lunch?
No. I make lunch.
You make lunch.
I make lunch.
When do you ever eat? An entrepreneur in San Angelo, Texas. When do you ever eat?
Well, next year we'll get so I'm already scheduling the 25th of July next year. We're gonna have a parade. We'll do
Food truck parade.
Well, we're gonna take the truck around the block next July 25th, the 1-year anniversary of today. And to make the city happy, we'll go around the block every year.
So this is kind of like a Tiananmen Square for you.
don't know if I'd say that. But.
Well, we've proven the mobility. You've driven the truck around the block. You've been through some
I had to
regulatory.
pay $9.75 for a one-day permit to move the trailer. Can you believe that?
Who'd you have to pay that to?
The county.
So the counties want to get their hands in on it.
Yeah, they got $9.75 out of it.
So maybe all county employees, they get the $9.75 hamburger.
Hey, maybe that's what. Yeah.
Anyway, we have Tim. We have 432 people watching this. I've never seen
This
it.
is the most exciting trailer move of all time in San Angelo, Texas history. I'll tell you right now. There's never been more eyes on one trailer moving around the block.
And now, ironically, the whole operation came to a halt because a customer service pickup from the city is ironically blocking
Talk
the way.
about a headline.
So the city makes you move, and then they block you from parking back at your place after you've been guilty. You've been victorious. You've proven the thing's mobile. Hey, tell me a little bit about inside and what you had to do inside the trailer to get this thing ready to move.
So just like any food truck, you got to strap down everything. You got to do, get rid of all of your equipment. Make sure it's strapped down. Do all that fun stuff. And we did it. It took us about 4 hours. I mean, nothing too bad. My staff's awesome. The thing about it is we all understand the importance of what our business is to this community, and so, we understand if we got to move around the block to stay in business, then that's fine. The thing is it's sad that it has to be such a public spectacle of moving around the block to prove a point that has really nothing to do with sanitation or health and human, the health or safety of our food. So it's kind of one of those situations where it's bureaucracy at its worst, and it's one of those things where you just got to do it because everybody needs to follow the law. Everyone needs to do the right thing. It's just sometimes it's really silly.
When you moved to San Angelo, how long ago did you move here?
We've been sitting in this spot since May 1st, 2011. The day that Osama bin Laden got killed is the last time I ever moved this trailer. And
but you got a new trailer.
Well, yeah, we.
But you've never had to move a trailer to prove anything up until now.
In 8 years, we've never had to move this trailer to prove that we're mobile. In 8 years.
All right. So when you first started back in 2011, what was it like? I mean, you didn't have any money.
Yeah, we started off. I remember building my first trailer in my garage. Literally in my front.
What was your
driveway.
vision? What did you think you could do with it?
Well, I hope to make a little money so I could open a brick and mortar. I mean, these things are the business incubators of this town, especially the industry that I'm in, which is the food industry. Just so keeping the being able to, I had this dream of like, I'm going to sell so many cheeseburgers I could build a restaurant one day,
Right.
And that's all come true. And it's all come true because, we've been able to operate our business for the last 8 years without going through any type of, hoop, any sort of,
And of course, right here,
ridiculousness.
You're on a very visible intersection between West Boulevard
let's put it this
and
way: we're
Eighth
right
Street.
next to City Hall.
Yeah.
They know we're
City
there.
Hall Annex.
Annex, yeah.
Yeah, but you're on a very visible street, so that helped a lot. But you're kind of like the first food truck guide in the modern era.
We're still the first
to make it.
We're Kona Ice opened the same day.
Okay.
May 1st, 2011.
And back then,
we
people
were the
didn't really
only food trucks.
But they didn't really eat food. People didn't eat from food trucks, did they?
It
was
not
kind
really.
of.
I mean, there was a few little small ones here and there, but we've kind of been the staple. And so for the first time in 8 years having to move, it sucks. It's not fun. It's a lot of, I'm paying my whole staff to be out here, which is cool. We can afford it and stuff, but I really worry about some of these other food trucks that can't maybe afford to shut down.
So if they made you do this kind of spectacle back in 2011 when you were pretty fragile, do you think you could have survived?
No, I mean, here's the thing is, everyone's been talking about this 37 food trucks that have proved they're mobile. Well, they didn't prove they're mobile. They half of them are out of business, first off. And there's only 15 left out of that 37.
So the city is putting onerous regulations on an incubation type business.
None of us really move. I mean, there's no secret. It's not like it's top secret that find a spot, find a location, and stay there. I think that's really what.
Wait. You're saying that find a spot, find a location, stay there. The location is
it's
key.
all about location. I mean, you
can't just be moving around, roving around as a food
you're
truck.
You're never gonna people aren't going to know where to find you. I mean, we're a Facebook town. We're not necessarily a Twitter town. And so,
Right.
you know, finding out where a food truck is or all that kind of thing, you know, you always know where to find us. We've been there for the last 8 years.
So you look around at the other food trucks, they all look pretty semi-permanent, you know, when you
Well,
look
I mean,
around.
some of them are easy to move. I mean, they're very small. Obviously, there's larger trailers in town that, you know, and the thing is it's just one of those things where,
Uh-oh.
whoa.
Whoa. There's a Mercedes. So he's stuck in between a Mercedes and a city employee's truck. We almost had Mercedes carnage here. There's nothing better than the food truck hitting the Mercedes, trying to get around a city truck. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing? Is he going to try to do it without the city? Okay, once again, this is the quintessential metaphor of this whole food truck situation. He is having to reposition the truck, trying to go around a city barrier, a city obstacle, which is a city truck.
Perfectly like
The metaphor. It's the metaphor.
for the ridiculousness. Customer service is in our way.
City customer service
that they're
truck
on lunch.
forces Cheeseburger guy.
The city guy's on lunch right now.
Let's just pick it up.
There we go. He's going to try to make it past.
You can make it.
Can he make it? Can he make
Yeah.
it? Woo! He's going to make it. He had to go around the city customer service in order to get the cheeseburger trailer back to its home. Wasn't for that city customer service, I don't know what
This
we
is
did.
the hard part. We got to get it back exactly the way place it was before. One part.
So new location, guys. Sounds like.
So here's the cheeseburger crew, all gainfully employed because he has a cheeseburger trailer, paying taxes, renting apartments, homes. They're paying property taxes that finance the city, that has customer service trucks in the way. Here we go again. See him going, my God.
Hey, somebody go block traffic. Where?
Of course, city makes him move the thing, but no one's there to help with the traffic either. Customer service, they have a truck over there. They could put the truck in the middle of Beauregard, but no. Here we go.
I need to get about a foot. Hey, I need to get about a foot. I need to get about a foot this way. Have him go out. Go out.
Here we go.
It ain't gonna. We ain't even. Hey, guys, you gotta block the fucking road. We can't. We're gonna hold up traffic. Block the road.
That light's gotta be green though.
Where did John go? Here we go. I gotta get out from underneath the commissary. Here we go. It's about 100 degrees out here, and we're trying to get this hamburger trailer back into the spot it's supposed to be. It's gonna be a major deal. We're gonna block up Beauregard. The city made a move, but the city won't help with traffic control or anything like that. We just have obstacles after obstacles put in the way.
You're right on line. I'll give you the. You're perfect. Straighten up your wheel.
And what he's trying to do, he's trying to line the trailer up with these concrete steps.
You're perfect.
You see right there, you see the concrete steps right there. Here we go. He's working it. He's working it.
You're right in line though. You're good.
Now the irony of all this is, well, what's happening if you just joined us? This is the Lonestar Cheeseburger trailer. It's one of the first and probably the most successful food truck to be established in San Angelo, Texas. And the city health department came down and said, you got to prove your mobility. And of course, these food trucks, when they get real fancy and like this, they kind of become fixtures. They're not really, you know, you find one location, you stay there, and you kind of build stuff onto it and things like that. And they're all like that, and people know it. It's like an untold secret. But the city health department said, if you want to be a food truck, you want to be regulated as a food truck, not as a brick and mortar store, you're going to have to prove your mobility. And so Mr. Condon, this is the guy right here in the blue shirt, he's the owner of the Lonestar Cheeseburger. And if you back up, you can see an interview we had with him. But anyway, he argued that I could prove my mobility on paper because, you know, if you see, I got a trailer hitch, I got wheels that look working, and he has a working lighting system, you know, all around the trailer. So that proves my mobility. Why do I need to move it? And the city said, oh no, we want you to drive this thing to City Hall. And City Hall, if you're looking over on the other side of that blue truck, City Hall's about 4 blocks that way. And so he protested and made kind of a public outcry about it. And of course, when you do that, when you go up against city regulations, code compliance stuff, I mean, you kind of put everyone in a tough spot, because if code compliance doesn't have to be adhered to, what they say doesn't have to be adhered to by one, then you can have a whole lot of people just breaking the rules saying, well, you didn't make Tim do it. So it's kind of like a fairness issue on their side. And also, you have to maintain the integrity of the code compliance people, because I mean, we don't want to have health inspectors not have authority to shut people down, for example, for bad actors. Now, this guy's not a bad actor. He runs a pretty good little business here. So anyway, Tim went back to the City Hall and tried to renegotiate. I think he negotiated away the requirement to go to City Hall, and they said, you just got to go around the block. So we have just returned from this trailer being towed around the block. He was towed around the block successfully, came back through the annex, the City Hall annex, and there was a irony of ironies. There was a city customer service truck that was preventing the trailer from getting around it. So we had to figure out a way to get around that obstacle, which we said, you know, it's a metaphor for dealing with government regulations, bureaucrats, that kind of thing. So now what we're trying to do is we're trying to park the trailer back where it should be. See that step right there that needs to be lined up with the door. So here's the door. We're trying to line up this concrete step. See that with this door. So that's what we're doing right now. He's coming on back. He's coming on back. See, they're working it right here. They're working it. And here we go. Here we go. Looks like it's going to be. And of course, these are all guys who have jobs because of this food truck.
No more, it's good.
Well, let's make sure the doors are lined up.
Oh my God.
Does this door work?
Yeah, that door's lined up.
Better unlock these real quick.
Wait, I like keys.
So it looks like we might be back in business here. And Tim Condon says he's going to open tonight. Tonight you're going to open.
Yep.
So come support the Cheeseburger.
Money doesn't rest.
Money doesn't sleep.
We're good? Nothing fell down?
No.
You're good?
How about the tile carpet or the tile floor?
Any hot tiles?
See, it's 100 degrees. I'm calling things tile carpet. How's it look?
We're good.
Everything's good inside? Okay, so we're coming up to the end of this. And it looks like we have a successful movement. We approved movement of the Lonestar Cheeseburger trailer, and it's parked back where it all began. A lot of people driving by yelling words of support. And tonight, this is at the corner of South Ave and West Beauregard, downtown. The CVS is right across the street. There's the City Hall Annex. And then right here is the Eskimo hut. That's what Tim calls his commissary. But he said he's gonna bust butt, and he's gonna get his trailer open tonight. Come out and support an entrepreneur and buy a hamburger from the guy. He needs it. Meanwhile, it looks like my phone works. My other phone works. Well, my goodness, I've never seen so many people on Facebook Live since we elected a new police chief. My goodness, it's a lot. Hey, if you're just joining us, want to know what's happening, this is the Lonestar Cheeseburger. It's a San Angelo food truck, classified as a food truck. The city of San Angelo forced this guy to prove that his food truck was in fact mobile before they would renew his permit to sell food inside the city limits. This is about the last day that he had to be able to move it, and so he basically threw away all his frozen food and tied down everything inside the trailer. Closed down for a day. I asked him how much he makes a day. He said about $2,500 to $3,000 is what he's going to lose in sales today, because he's basically going to have to rebuild the thing. So his original plan was to be shut down all day, but now he's telling me that no, we're going to work really hard and we're going to get this thing open. So I hope it'll be open tonight. But he's proven his mobility. He's driven the he's had this Ram 2500. It towed the Cheeseburger trailer around the block. So he went north. He went east on Beauregard, north on Coningheim, turned left on Harris, and then left again on Abe. And then they went all the way down, and they went to the south side of the Eskimo hut, came back around through the old bank parking lot, which is now the City Hall Annex. And lo and behold, there was a city truck in the way, and they couldn't get it through, so we had to wait till we figured out a way to work around that, because no one in the city knew where the keys were to that truck. And finally got it back, parked into its spot, and they're going to be putting it up on blocks again, just like before, but they still have the trailer tires on it and everything. Tim said he's adding a menu item in commemoration of this day. And the new menu item is cut the tape. It's going to be a cut the tape burger and cut the red tape burger. Cut the red tape burger, and for an extra $1, he will cut it in half. And it's in celebration of the bureaucracy and the things like he had to go against to keep his business, his fledgling little business in operation. So Tim, what time do you think?
You're not the first person. I thought I could just videotape this and like save it for next year. Hey guys, look, I moved it. There's 500 cameras on it.
Tim, what time are you going to open?
Well, it depends on once I got to get the plumber out here to fix that pipe that broke, and we'll get out.
So
here.
only one injury.
One injury.
One minor injury.
One minor injury. Got to call 3Ds, our locally sponsored plumbing group.
3D Plumbing is a guy. So 3D Plumbing can come out here and fix you. You can open today.
Yeah.
And start serving your red tape burgers.
Yeah, I think we need to do that. What we need this is what we need is people to give us some ideas on what the ingredients are going to be on this red tape burger.
The red tape burger, folks, you can put it here in the Facebook comments, and I'll try to read them. So come over here, because we need some shade, because your cameraman here is getting hotter than hell. I mean, it's hot out here, guys.
Yeah.
What should we put on the red tape burger?
Lettuce, tomato, pickle, and onion. What do you think?
Well, maybe some cheese. You need cheese on it. I'm looking for comments. We got millions and millions.
Hey, let's get something underneath this hinge right here. Another block.
And in case you are wondering what's going on, this is coming up on the end of the incident. This is the proven movement of the Lonestar Cheeseburger trailer here in San Angelo, Texas. This thing has been pretty much parked here since 2011. He upgraded the trailer back in 2016 when he had a trailer fire. And then they changed the rules back then. They said, no, for you to get a permit, you got to prove that you can move your food truck. Otherwise, you need to get a permit for a brick and mortar restaurant. And so Tim fought it and finally he had to give in. He gave up. This is the last day of his eligibility to be able to prove that he can move the food truck, and he did it. He drove it around the block. So this trailer has been probably cruised about 3/4 of a mile. It went east on Beauregard, north on Coningheim, west on Harris Street, and then back south on Coningheim, back down to the south side of the Eskimo hut, turned into this old bank parking lot. Now it's the City Hall Annex. And then came back in here and parked it back where it was to begin with. And so Tim has now lived up to proving that his food truck is in fact mobile, so he can get his permit renewed. He originally was going to be closed for the rest of the day because he had to do a lot of preparation to be able to move this thing, because really this thing is kind of like a permanent deal. You know how it goes. And he had to empty his freezers out. So now he's got to go procure more food. He's got to get the kitchen back in order, and we do have a minor injury to a piece of pipe on the back of it. He's going to have to get 3D plumbing to fix it. Also, Gus Constancio at Constancio Tire on North Chadburn, he's the guy who came out here and made sure the tires were filled up enough. And he said he put like 70 psi of tire pressure on them to keep this thing going. Anyway, everything worked out pretty good. And like I said, Lonestar Cheeseburger, located here at it's at Beauregard, West Beauregard and South Abe, in the parking lot of the Eskimo Hut. Tim Condon, the owner here, says he's gunning to be open tonight. Tonight he's gunning to be open after dealing with the city regulations and city inertia. And his question is, did this make you feel any safer? Did this make you feel like my food is any cleaner? That I proved that I could pull my trailer around the block? And he thinks that food trucks are entrepreneurial incubation type industry, where guys who can't afford a brick and mortar store might start a food truck. It allows for greater diversity of ideas in the culinary arts, things like that. And by putting onerous regulations on food trucks in the city of San Angelo, which they are basically benchmarking Austin, Texas, the city of San Angelo is putting too much pressure on a startup type category of businesses. Of the 30 or 40 food trucks that have been inspected by the city of San Angelo this year, about 14 or 15 of them are left in business. This is probably the biggest display of mobility that we've seen in the food truck business. Anyway, what do you think? Y'all can comment here on Facebook. Are we over-regulating the food truck business in San Angelo, Texas, or not? And once again, Lonestar Cheeseburger, Beauregard at South Abe is going to be open as soon as he can get this thing put back together. And I'm going to end this. I know you're going to be all sad that we're going to no longer see this, but you'll be able to watch the rest of it online. We'll leave this up there, but I'm going to finish it now. This is Joe Hyde with San Angelo Live. I'm at the Lonestar Cheeseburger stand at Beauregard at South Abe, inside in the Eskimo Hut parking lot. He said that after he has proven mobility, Tim Condon, owner of Lonestar Cheeseburger, is going to be open today.